So when it comes to the question of friendship, I don't know if you have done the questionnaires which I send around. Maybe do it. I think it's quite interesting. For me, it was quite funny because I grew up and my childhood was such a nightmare that I was very skeptical towards romantic relationship. You know, I had, you know, like what I experienced as a role model from my parents. I was like, no, that's not working. You know, romantic relationship, forget about it. So my focus was always on friendship. And of course, I was a musician and I was always surrounded by 50 people and stuff like this, but I was always focusing on one or two people. And because I didn't want to have, you know, a whole bunch of people, I just really wanted to have somebody in my life which I could count on. And my best friend, we are also best friend for 32 years. And we're there for each other like crazy. And, you know, we were together when we were both had, you know, suicidal tendencies. And we were kind of like getting each other out of this, you know, mental nightmares we were in. And so nothing can come between her and me because, you know, we have been through these times together, and we are totally different. You know, she is a lawyer, she has 3 kids, she has a total different opinion about what coronavirus is and how to behave and stuff like this. And, you know, I hear that a lot of people start fighting about it and start discussing and, you know, just moving apart from each other because they have a different opinion. For me and her, it's no problem. It's like, okay, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, you know, that's fine. And we just live our friendship. And that's just really, and also 2 guys from my band are in my life, let's say again. And what I do now through Corona, actually, because now I have a lot of time, is that I invest quite some time and effort to meet people via Zoom meetings. And even though it's not the same, I just do feel that we are creating a really, really strong bond with each other because we all see how important it is. And I do feel that the coronavirus is actually like a catalyst for this world, for societies. I think we're just going through this crisis right now, but afterwards, I think people will realize what is really important because, you know, people can still go to work, right? You know, people can still earn money, not all of them, you know, a lot of people also suffer, but, you know, a majority of people, you know, kind of can still sustain themselves. But, you know, we experience how incredible important it is that you have your human rights, your right to travel, the right to meet people, the right, you know, to travel. And, you know, and that people just really see how important it is that you have a strong connection with people. And this is my biggest wish, is that we are, you know, they made this study. I mentioned this a lot in my teachings. It's the longest study which is going on this planet for 82 years already, the Harvard study of human behavior. And for 82 years, it has been already 3 generations of scientists. They asked a group of people who have been very fortunate Harvard students, you know, rich and, you know, from good families. And then they have another group of people from a very poor area of London. And so for 82 years, they are asking them, you know, how do you live? What do you eat? How healthy you are? What kind of habits do you have? What kind of jobs you're doing? And, you know, how happy do you feel? How healthy do you feel? And after 82 years now, the outcome for the scientists was that, you know, the main factor for human happiness is human connection. Yeah, the main factor for your happiness is how connected you are. Because, we have all dramas in our life. There will be always something happening. Just you will have breakups and people are dying and, you can get ill. But, no matter what happens, if you really have a stable network in your life, then you fall very soft. If you don't have that, then, on top of the disaster, the loneliness and everything will come in. So, and this is what I learned for myself. I mean, I was happy that, through my miserable upbringing, my attention was already on that field. And I was, I'm putting a lot of effort into this. But it's really, really important to make the most important thing in life your most important thing in life. So this is where most of our energy should go, most of our effort should go. And this is, you remember in the Mindfulness Project, this is all we were doing, talking circles to connect, cuddle puddles to connect, being honest with each other to connect, even working with each other to connect. That's that's kind of like our main focus. So it's really, really important, and it takes sometimes, you can become very cozy in your relationship, and like Anya is my best friend, she's my partner, she's my lover, she's everything to me. But it can become sometimes that the focus is only on the relationship, and so it's always important that you also still have your friendships around, and that can be one single person. If you have that one single person where you really feel you can be yourself and this person respects you, you're set up. It doesn't have to be 20 people or something like this. That doesn't work really. And so try to make the effort, try to give the time to make that happen. And one really important thing, and I still have that going on inside of me, is that I still have this belief system that people don't really want to hang out with me, that I'm not interesting enough, or there's sometimes I think I'm too much, with my political opinions or my environmental kind of things, or whatever reasons your mind is making up. I think a lot of times people have this feeling, I don't belong. I always had the feeling everybody else is kind of mingling very easy on a nice, more superficial way, and I'm just, I'm too crazy because I always want to go deep, and that annoys people or something like this. So, and my wishes for you guys, become aware that this is just a thought in your head. None of you is annoying or too much or not good enough or too this or too that, You just remember your experience in the Mindfulness Project, that you were putting all your shit on the table and people were like, yeah, that's great. The more you were yourself, the more you were loved, and the more you show yourself to others, the more you get compassion and love and all these kind of things. So see, whenever you have the slight subconscious feeling that there's something wrong with you, bullshit. It's not true. But that kind of, I have to tell myself this every day. I'm meeting people and I can see that something is contracting in me, and I'm like, and like I always see Anya, and she's so easily communicating with people, and I'm just always sitting there, and then just getting kind of awkward or something like this. And I just see, just thoughts, just feelings, and they will pass. And then I just do what I want to do and say what I want to say. And I have this kind of thing, either they like me or not, I don't care. Yeah. And this is a very, very good mind state, you know, come to the mind state of I don't care about what other people think of me. This is who I am. Love me or hit the road, you know. Then the next person will love me even more for that. Yeah. And that made it happen that I have so good friends, you know, so stable for so many years. And it just really works. And I promise you, I'm on the outside, I'm outgoing and connective, but on the inside, I'm very shy and very insecure. And, you know, I always have to, you know, step over my problems. So I become a person who's, you know, rather retreating from people, you know, than going out and, you know, approaching people. Or, but this is what we all need to do. And I know Corona is kind of like the outside circumstances are not very fortunate for making new friendships. You know, before it was like, okay, I try a new course, I go to a yoga course, I, you know, this is, you could actively do something to meet people. And now people are like, you, can you wear a mask and can you stand over there? And it's really hard to connect, harder than before. But the thing is, try to see which kind of people, you know, you would like to connect. So I see here now 5 people. You could become best friends for each other. You know, 3 of you are even in the same country. You know, you could make an effort to meet without us. You know, just post your email address or something like this. Or you know, this is why we started the Mindfulness Project groups in each country. So try to put some effort into keeping these kind of connections going, because there are a lot of people out there. I mean, the Mindfulness Project had 5,500 people coming to our place. There are a lot of people out there, you know, but I know when we started to go on the spiritual path, we were alone. You know, I was so happy that I had Anya, because there was nobody who would even understand us. You know, we stopped drinking alcohol and our friends were screaming at us, and you know, they couldn't understand anything of what we were doing. And we're like, yeah, but this is who we are right now. And it just took a couple of years until all these friends came back, because what Anya said is, we didn't expect them to understand us or do the same thing. And we, I mean, in the beginning we did, you know, why don't you meditate? Would be really good for you if you become a little bit more mindful. Just seeing that we were arrogant, you know, spiritual bullshit. And until we were just like, no, spirituality means to love all people the way they are. That's what spirituality is. So you just want to talk with me about, you know, like, we have Carlos here, he's from Spain, and he loves virtual reality kind of games and, you know, computer stuff and movies. And I'm just happy to do virtual reality. I got so sick. I played it once, you know, and I got so sick in my stomach because you're moving around, but actually everything else is going crazy around you. I don't recommend that. But, you know, I just find ways how I can connect with people. And I love this guy. He has such a good heart. He's just taking care of the kids in the Child Foundation like a father. He learned Thai in 6 months, which I haven't done in 10 years. And, you know, I just really try to do the Indian namaste. I greet the light in you, you know, that I just look at what is the beauty of this person. And I try to connect to that beauty of this person and not thinking of what I need or what I, you know, just bringing my light to anybody who would like my light to shine, you know. And of course, it's good that you stay away from people who are bringing you down, you know. Stay away from people who are sucking your energy. Don't go there, Don't become a people pleaser and think you do it out of love or something like this. Just really choose wisely where you put your energy, and really create a group of like-minded people around you, which are kind of like on the same page. And doing a yoga course online, even if it's only online, just try to I always take it as a task to, how much can I actually open my heart even when there is no connection. I mean, yesterday I was asked to become part of a WhatsApp group, and they are from the Muslim Sufi tradition. So they started a WhatsApp group about spirituality, and one girl, she interviewed me yesterday, and I've never met her. I've never had any interaction with her, and it was just via Zoom from France to Thailand. And I could feel myself, how does an interview work in this way? And it just worked perfectly because I tried to focus on my heart in this moment. So if you do, and maybe people think you are crazy, maybe people think, there's something wrong with you and you're, but the craziest people on this planet are also the most successful people on the planet. They all become actors, or musicians, or, they create the life for themselves to be crazy. And that's what you need to do, that you just say, okay, this is my way, this is my craziness, this is who I am. Okay, I just, create what needs to be created around me, that I have the space to be like this. And, for us, it's sometimes really interesting because Thai culture is very open, but on the same time, it's very conservative. Like we post, me with this big bunch of bananas, self-grown from the project, from you guys, just all the hard work. We are getting now the fruits. And I posted, and a Thai woman was saying, Christian, you have to wear shoes. And Anya need to answer, no, he doesn't like shoes. It's not the way how he functions. So there's quite some pressure how you dress, what you do, and what you not do, and we just don't give a fuck. We just stay ourselves, and we just by that we find the people who take us how we are. And so it's just a state of mind. It's just, if you get it out of your head that there's something wrong with you, and you just really realize, no, I'm unique, I'm number one person. Nobody is as strange as I am. So that's great. Let's live it. Then your potential is there, your heart is open, and that will be magnetic. And the thing is, when you have been traveling, the reason why you've never felt alone was because when you travel, it's easier. You don't need to see these people again. It's kind of like now and then gone. And that makes it much easier to be yourself, because then this person doesn't like you, there are 20 other people, and there's much more mixture, and you'll find the people you need to find. Yeah, so just be your most authentic self, and everything else will fall into place. But the way to do that is start with your mind. Start with, just repeating that everything is fine the way it is. Yeah, and then you can go for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Merci. Thank you.
So I think it's about being your own good friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like what we say. First, when you love yourself, you can really feel like love, because you're not searching someone to love you, because the love is already there. It's like you're nourished, you're full. And so then it can radiate outside. And I think to become really our own friend, to accept ourselves as we are, is so important. And I think this feeling of feeling alone afterwards, if I'm not myself, it's because I lost the connection with myself. And that moment when I try to please others, to behave in a different way, that I fit into that group, but it's not me. It's not me. Like I don't know. And in that moment, I feel I lose connection with myself. I kind of betray myself of not allowing myself to, like, I can play for a moment. Like sometimes it's fine. It's like, oh, it's interesting to be in that group. I like to have an experience. It's fine to do this. But if it's more, I really need a connection, and that's why I will follow what they do, I will lose connection with myself. And then the loneliness will come afterwards, because it's not true. It's not the truth that's speaking out of us if we do this. I think it's really, really important to keep the strong connection. And if we really strongly connected, really, really strongly, but there's a kind of high level, I'm not there, then there is actually, we can be alone, but there's not loneliness. You know, it's kind of we become free and independent. And still we can connect on the deepest level, like when we meet people. I think this is the path I like to go, to become really my good friend inside. I have a very good friendship with myself. And I'm still on the path to go towards this. But I realized how in the past, when I think about it, when I lost and felt really, really lonely, it was when I lost connection with myself. And had these ideas about myself that I'm not worthy, but some of you said, like, not worthy of the friends or the people to have it. And the more I felt like there's worthiness, and there's the less I feel like alone in this. Yeah, so for me to really nourish my friendship is, yeah, it's important.
Yeah. Sadhu. Okay, that was a nice last word. So everybody who's seeing this recording, all the best to you. And